So I decided to tear apart my Lenovo 7i Slim 2023 version. This is with an Intel processor and a 4070. I wanted to upgrade the RAM, and luckily I opened it up first because there is soldered RAM here. And I would have wasted my time buying two sets of 16 for that. So I've been playing Baldur's Gate recently with this, and with the 4070, I can do, with DLSS on, I can do 120 frames with things still in ultra, anywhere from 100 to 120, and it runs really smooth, looks really good. Compared to my 1080 Ti with a pretty beastly computer back in the day, that one struggles at this resolution to hit 60, and I've got to drop it down to medium or low settings on almost everything in order to get it like a very consistent over 60 up to 90. So this thing is definitely more powerful than my gaming computer from a couple years ago. Obviously 1080 Ti is pretty old, but that's what was exciting about this laptop, is this generation is finally better than my old desktop. So we're going to tear it apart real quick. There's 8 screws, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Once you have those 8 off, you can use the back to separate the two parts. You don't need any special tools, just be careful. Take it apart slowly. Now the chassis is really rigid. The bottom, that's really surprising how rigid it is. Pop it over. You've got a little bit of thermal conductivity pads right there, and a lot of little other pads, and a lot of detail going into everything as far as grounding is concerned. So then we pop it open. Here's the screws. So then we pop it in, and we've got a pretty good heat dissipation setup. So these are really thick heat pipes, or wide at least, but if you look, they're really thin. They're just over everything. They've used every bit of space you can imagine. Two nice good sized fans with a lot of fins, and then everywhere around are the heat dissipation fins. So we've got underneath, so here's our SSD. This one's a 1 terabyte Samsung. Underneath this is actually the Wi-Fi card. You can see the speakers and how they've got sound dampening, or vibration dampening. So they're actually in there nice and soft, really good. I think this thing actually has pretty good sound. We got one expansion for M.2, so I'm gonna actually be filling that up today too. And then this is where I got a little disappointed, because well, one, there's no obvious right away RAM slots just to fill up, but when you take this off, you have one RAM slot. So the primary RAM that's in here is actually soldered in. So I'll be getting a 5200 megahertz CO46, probably 16 chip to put in here, and to double that up. And it's not going to be exactly matching the no-name Samsung brand that's in here, or the no part number Samsung, but it should work just fine. So that'll be going in there, and it's as easy as that. Throw it in there. This actually has some thermal pad inside of it already, so they've already kind of got that set up for you. And so you throw it in there, slide that back on, and you're good to go. You can see more of the heat sink spreading to everything. Your chipset here. Back here is just going to be a little bit of cover and protection and grounding. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Everything that you can change, you can get to from right here. Battery doesn't look like it'd be too terrible to swap out if you needed to. Fans, SSD, second SSD is going to go in right there. You already got your screw points for it, and you can put in a shorter one as well. And that's about it. So hopefully this will beef things up a little bit, and hope it helps.